Thus, hang on. Yes, some was all this, some thoughts, and that's what it had to be done. Let's put that there, so guys, Emperor Melkor here is coming at you with another Metals reviews. I'm sorry, it's kind of a bit of a solemn night for the Empress. Because my guitarist, she has this, she had a very bad accident today, and she's no longer with us. So, comment below if you're interested in joining the Emperor's band, because it's, I'm trying to release forms one of the best black metal bands ever made, and unfortunately there's too many posers out there. And speaking of posers, we're gonna discuss a poser band, but as you can see, I've been really getting into Immortals and Abbas, so we're gonna do a toast to true black metals now. So cheers, my brutal viewers. Yeah, it's always good to drink the blood of posers. So, anyways, that's probably a good segue to go into, unfortunately, the Emperor was never be caught in a ghost shirt, but my recently deceased guitarist was her favorite band, was Kiss. So, in her memories, we're going to review the only good ghost songs ever written, and that is Year Zeros. That's kind of nice. So in her will, she left me this, and unfortunately, my Immortal shirt got dirty with hers. Well, it got dirty, so I had to take her shirt and put it on, and also, full disclosures, the Emperor has been backstage a couple times at the ghost shows because, I'm brutal, right? And I've done pacts with demons, and he's fucking the Pope of Satan. So of course the Emperor Melkor is going to meet the Pope of Lucifer. It's okay. So try to stay focused. I understand this video is a bit better to talking about Albus and Immortals, because they are true black metal bands. But the thing is about ghosts is, I just know that, they're one of those bands that they just don't really look like how they sound, And I know that whenever I put on records, I don't listen to it, I actually look at it. And when I look at it, I was like, that's metals, right? And then if it doesn't sound like how it looks, then it's positive. So, anyways, we're gonna go ahead and take this record out, and we're gonna look at it because it's kind of nice. I can't lie. So they may have the appearance of a 45, but it's actually a 33, right? And the A sides, you see here, it has the best ghost songs, one of the best modern metal songs was written about our Dark Lord Lucifer, called Year Zeros, and it's something that the posers, as the ancient posers, cannot comprehend, is that one day the lyrics of this song will be true. And the B-side is called Auras Aureus, okay, and it's basically the A-side but in verse. And so, do you want to tell you when I took this record from my guitarist and I played it backwards for the first time here as the Lagoon's Satan himself appealed to me and told me that I was the chosen ones and I would make the best black metal albums ever made. And but we won't go too much into that because I don't want you to this, it's really nothing and it's all bullshit, so it's poser music, so don't listen to the B-side. Satan won't appear to you and give you powers or anything. That's not what happens to the Emperors. But anyways, look at that. Isn't it beautiful? That's beautiful. Right, so we're going to go ahead and put this in its seal because this kind of works a little bit semantics. My guitarist, she kind of misspoke and told me how much it was worth. But anyways, it's unfortunate that she fell down the stairs today. Broke her neck in 4 places. And, that is what it is. And the emperors will send black flowers to families once I steal them from the botanists or whatever they're fucking called. Who cares? We're here to discuss metal. But unfortunately, Ghost isn't really metal, it's like pop rocks, but they got this a good song. Come on. Okay, come on, it's a good song. It's about Father Lucifer ascending above the stars of gods and, defeating the pose of Jesus. So, it's a good song. So, come on. I mean, it's a bit like same star, it's just sound like that. I agree. It's just sound like ABBA, So, I got ABBA's makeup song, it's just sound like ABBA's, right? It's the Immortals, So, the immortal Emperor Melkor here is going to teach you how to be poser. So, I would just go ahead and say full disclosures. So, if you have, the first, 2 ghosts, so Opus, Eponymous, and Infestations, they're not poser albums. Those are fucking black metals, but it sounds like pop rap. But, it's a good way to draw in posers into black metal. So, it's kind of okay, and I couldn't even say, Mario, it's good. It's kind of, it's good. It's got the song Majesty and Sirius and Death and Absent and Top, which honestly is stupid, so that means God is absent or there is no God, which, of course, we know. But anyways, I don't want to get sidetracked here, so I'm trying to stay focused. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up my notes here and kind of teach a little bit about the history of all of this. So basically, Yell Zero is a song by the Swedish rock band Ghost. And the track was released as the second single from the group's second studio album, Infestations. And it came out in April, this, I believe, came out in April 2013, 2016, no, 2013, I don't know, the Emperor doesn't understand numbers because they are beneath me. So, anyways, we're gonna move on here. So, Melkor's, so first of all, the Repugnance is true black metals, and then, he saw black metals that he understood that he had to kind of become a poser, to reach all of you other posers, to teach you how not to be a poser, but it's still kind of poser, because I know when I met Papa's and he blessed me with her satanic powers, Volbeat was there, and, so, anyways, when you're a satanic pope, you try to keep your identity a secret, because there's so many posers that want to kill black metals, right? And so, what can you imagine? You have been selected by Lucifer himself to be a pope for the ministries, right? And so, it all begins with Papa's Nihils, or assholes, whatever his name is, right? Okay? And Sister Imperator, of course, she's High Witch, and she has powers to make herself look different, as we all know this. We already know this. But anyways, so basically he has the first Papa Zero and Neil of whatever has, Papa 1, 2, 3, right? And then you got the Cardinals, and then the Cardinal become Papa 4s, and then Papa 4s has a brother called Papa 5s, and he kind of poser, his new album's like, it's pop rock, let's be honest. It's kind of got some good organs, like Umbra's okay, Lacrimas, fucking Nosferatu. And, but the piece felt, As the music sounds too hopeful. You know what I'm saying? You know, and like, okay, if you dissect the lyrics, it's still pointing you to Lucifer, so it's okay, you know, but it's like I said, it doesn't sound like how it looks, or it doesn't look how it sounds. But anyways, one poser tried to soothe the non-poser poppers, tools or whatever, who is the best popper. If you disagree, you should fucking die. Popper 2, the second Ghost album, is the best album. That's how we get the best Ghost songs, year zeros, right? So anyways, so we know that the Popper, the Popes, they're all by the Black Magicians, Freemason, Tobias Fords, right? And as he basically was honest for once, and he was like, so year zero and the best Ghost song besides year zero, Zenith, which is a B-side from a Melkor box set, right? And it's one of the greatest, like, doom metal songs that you could ever want to hear. It's, you know, maybe Wednesdays they'll play it live, but I have a feeling that the Pop 5 is a little poser, although I have heard that Pop 5 played Elizabeth, and we kind of discussed that song in the bathroom video, so maybe Pop 5 is actually not poser. I don't know, he might be vampire, I don't know. I'm gonna go see them live next month, or it's actually, no, excuse me, it's already August, so I'm gonna see them soon. And Melkor tried to find out all the lore for you, okay? So, you know, pay attention. But anyways, so Year Zero and Zenith are basically the only two Ghost songs that's, you know, the father of Satan, you know, the Pope, you know, Pope of Satan, excuse me. Oh, it's not like the Emperor, it's a be wrongs, but, you know, when you drink too much of the blood of your enemies, anything can happen. So, anyways, he was, you know, he basically was like, you know, the two songs, instead of being, there was more so the ideas of the guitars, Martin Parsons, okay? So, right here, as you kind of see, you know, that he's maybe not really a satanic pope blessed by Lucifer, because the whole point of the band is that he is Pope of Satan, and he calls the nameless ghouls. But already we know that the school's name is Martin Personal, and he's fucking poser, right? He's fucking, he's the same fucking poser band, Priest or whatever. Who cares? No one cares about that fucking band. It's go fucking die, right? It's pop, techno punks. Who cares, right? This song is fucking metals compared to whatever the fuck this poser wrote, and he's not even a fucking demon. So anyways, I don't want to get distracted here, because I'm trying to be open-minded and fair, but anyways, so although Ford did not write the formal, he he wrote the lyrics of in addition to revising and arranging and giving, you know, instrumentation to both of these songs, right? So he was able to basically tell this poser bitch to fuck off and die, and he gains, you know, control of his bands. You know, it's the only thing I can think, you know, is imagine if Dave Mustaine from Megadeth was like, you know, the guitarist that he hired to play his songs was like, well, I really wrote these songs, but in actuality all he really did was write the riff, or like, you know, the progression of certain chords. That's kind of the same thing. So basically the Pope of Satan was the actual writer of these songs, but, you know, even though he's too humble and tried to say that there's other poles I had a little more say about it, whatever. You know, the Emperor can look past it. But basically on March 12, 2013, Ghost began, you know, providing fans with free streaming of this song, of the greatest song they've ever written, Year Zero. If they promoted the band on Facebook or the Twitters or whatever, the Instagrams back then, by endorsing the frontman's, Papa Malthus II, who is the best Papa. And if you disagree, you should fucking die. First of all, hang on 1 second here. Hang on. Don't look, the Emperor hasn't had time to put on shorts, but yeah, here he is, it's Papa Malthus II. Look at him, ain't he beautiful? Look at his spine, he's got that's the greatest corpse paint I've ever seen, besides Abbas here, that's Amazonings. So, anyways, so he is basically, this Pope was like, this satanic Pope here, hang on, yeah, there it goes. He was like saying, so like, if you vote for me for the next Pope of the Catholic Church, I will give you an exclusive sneak peek of the new song. And of course, here's the Emperor Melkor here. I was the first person to have ever heard this song, guys. So if you try to disagree with me, I'll burn down your house and stuff. But anyways, so I'm more metal than all of yours who's watching this. And first of all, let's be honest, Ghost is pop rocks. It's not even metals, but I'm just doing this in memories of my fucking guitarist who tragically fell downstairs. But anyway, so they released this 10-inch vinyl version of the singles, and it's, has the Year Zero on it and the B-side Ores Reyes, which, as the title suggests, is the A-side played backwards. And we've already kind of discussed that, so we're going to go ahead and move on here and say that, I want to talk about, because I know sometimes people think that the Emperor isn't knowledgeable on things that he truly is, but the singles cover art, and you can see here, it's the same cover art on the, hang on, let me get the VIP's styles. I hope you could see it. Yeah. So anyways, that shirt design, as well as this record designs here, this is the Papa Tools, because you could even take off his hat. Hang on, let me see. Hang on, I don't know if you can see, hang on. But, you could take off his hat, look at this. Look at this. Synons, those satanic popes now, hang on, there it goes. You see? But anyways, we'll go ahead and put it on the tour here. This is great. My latex queen gave me this. Because she knows that I'm truly brutal. I'm more brutal than any of you who's watched these videos. But anyway, so the cover art of this beautiful record here is a homage to John Martin's famous engraving of Satan presiding at the infernal council. So it's the Antichrist, yeah. So already we know that it's great, yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and move you over down here. Papa's Tools. Yeah, Satanas, Lucifer's, that's not even how it goes, hang on, Belios, Behemoth, Beelzebub, Asmodeus, Satanas, Lucifer's, it's true, it's fucking metals, okay? If you disagree, again, just go fucking dies and get out of my fucking channels. But anyway, so there was a music video based on those songs. Highly recommend it, it's really great, but of course, when you're so brutal in black metals, you get copyright strike due to the fascism on fucking social medias because they can't handle it, but luckily, Papa 2 is such a great to reach that, and his powerful black magicians of which is less in greater keys of Solomon's, that he was able to upload onto YouTube's 2 days later on uncensored version, and I highly recommend it. And if anybody, I might try to link that videos in the description so you can see it and be closer to Satan. So anyways, I just want to go ahead and talk about the reception of this albums, or excuse me, this 10-inch vinyls of the best song ever made by this poser band. And Lightwire, which I'm sure you know, because it's the most basic bitch, you know, knows the source of the metals. They basically referred to Year Zero as possibly the standout track of Infestasium or Stastasum, whatever's, you know. And about the, you know, this other kind of poser bitch magazine podcast called Spin. Guitar. Anyways, so my guitarist told me that they said that the Spin magazine podcast bitches said that satanic choir hooks flow into comparatively restrained melodic verses that are somehow even more sinister. And, you know, true metalheads from Metal Forces will know that they call this song Year Zero as one of the album's best, with its eerie chants that sound as if they've been lifted from the local monastery. And it's infectious drumbeat, which is true, you know. It's every time the Emperor puts this on, I saw, you know, it's like, you know, it's like a call to battles, to vanquish opposers, and to let them know that one day Satan will ascend above the stars of God, and you should hail Satan, you know. So, you know, it's a pretty beautiful song, you know. And Loudwire named Year Zero as a music video the best metal video of 2013, right? But Revolver magazine, however, is, you know, they're not too poser, because they actually have like The Side and Immortal and Dark Funeral and the Batteries in the Dark Thrones on their magazines, right? So, but they, you know, they named it Year Zero, the 7th on their list of the year's best in all genres. And the music video was nominated for Best Metal Song and, you know, Best Metal Video in 2013 by, you know, fucking Poser Loudwire Music Video Awards. But did it win? No, because it's fucking goddamn Poser fucking music. That's what I'm trying to tell you. But it's still a good song because it's, so, if you know about the ancient posers, the Catholics, right? So they have the fucking Michael Mass, you know, Michael, they say, fucking kick Lucifer out of heaven, right? And so, the ones they have on September 29th or whatever the fuck it is, they go into the fucking profane churches and they're like, Michael, Gabriel, and Raphael, right? So, okay, well, this song is like, no, fuck you, it's Belia, Behemoth, you know, Beelzebub, Asmodeus, Satanas, Lucifer. So it's like an inversion of their fucking mass, you know, kind of like the first album of Ghost, you know. So 1 second, actually, let's go get it for you. Let's hang on, excuse me, Dr. Holmes. Yeah, I was gonna review you next here, but let me see, hang on. I can't see good. There it is, yeah, so anyways, yeah, hang on, yeah, so anyways, yeah. Okay, check it out. So, you know, you got your first Ghost album here, look at that, the Blaspheming the Apostles, you know, fucking poses, right, you know. But again, it doesn't sound like how it's still, right? And then here's the albums, the second albums with it all in there, so then you can see, yeah, so anyways, I don't really like Ghost, but I have the records because it's pretty fucking metal in some ways. But unfortunately, in 2022, those who, you know, use TikToks, they were, you know, they took the most metal songs by Ghost and they put puppies The kitties on it as if the puppies or the kitties could be the same glory as the demons Belial, Behemoth, and Beelzebub, etc., etc., right? So, yeah, as you can see, it's kind of... you would catch the Emperor wearing the ghost shirts if his immortal shirt was stains and blood. Basically, that's all I'm gonna say. I shouldn't have made these videos, cause now none of you are gonna, you know, I mean, okay, at least it's not sleep tokens, you know what I'm saying? I mean, okay, I could be covering V-bolts or V-bolts, whatever the fuck's it called. But anyways, I mean, at least looks, I mean, he's pretty metal, okay? I mean, come on, he's satanic popes here, okay? It's okay, right? So, there's clarification here. If you have this album with, you know, it's kind of like the cover album of Salem's Lot, was fucking great movies about vampires. I know Gill-boy says it scared him so bad it made him convert into Catholicism because he's a pussy bitch, you know. But it's like Mr. Barlow here, you can see, hang on, this is Papa Swans, look at his beautiful face, the fucking shirts, it's black metals, but it doesn't sound black metals, right? And then you have the great second album by the band, okay? So if you have these two albums, you're not poser, okay? I'll just go ahead and say it. They're not poser, look at the Antichrist there, hopefully he'll come soon. And I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be like the Omen movies with the dude from Jurassic Park, right? But hang on, excuse me, on your unholiness, let me move you down here. So I just want to show off some of the art on the beautiful artist here. You can see the pose of Jesus and his nonsense car. Who gives a fuck, right? But look at that depths of Satan's eyes. That's another good ghost song. You check it out. It's pretty good. This is basically trying to tell you how you won't be able to get knowledge without Satan. And then, of course, hang on, let me cancel that one. That one's too inappropriate. Well, get their minds out of the gutters. Or perhaps maybe they should stay there. Yeah, here we go. Here is the art of Year Zeros. I just wanted to go ahead and show you that. Look at that. He's got a fiddle like that fucking Poser song. The devil went down to Georgia. Yeah, he wishes he beat Satan, but, you know, it's a fake song. Because Satan actually is shapeshifted into the singers that songs. And tried to make it like you could defeat Satan, so that your posers would challenge him, and guess what happens when you challenge him? He fucking devours your souls. So go fucking die. Try to challenge the Dark Lord Lucifer, the Prince of Darkness, who spreads more light than he does darkness. But also, I want to show you this, just to piss off the Catholics. Look, here's your first Pope. Look at him. He's getting a fucking blowjobs by the fucking horse. Because, you know, you're all going to die in the end. Because, like the lyric says, you know, he'll sin above the stars of gods. And hopefully, you know, and look how clear the vinyl is. Because that message is as clear as that. So anyways, just go check out the first two albums, of course. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not trying to be a poser here, you know, but tell you what, if anybody tries to tell you Sleep Token is a good band, you'll just fucking cut off their fucking head and drink the blood and the fucking the vine glass of the skulls of your enemies, okay? Because, you know, there's some bands you just shouldn't like. But anyways, as your immortal Emperor Melkor, Gatekeeper Supreme, I will tell you that this album is okay to have in your collection, and so is, you know, this album, and, you know, even the respective EP, if you have Ghost, it's pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. And I can tolerate the third album, but after that, when the Cardinal comes, it's just like, who cares, right? It's a Papa 4s and Papa 5s. It's like, no, I'm flirting on being posing myself, knowing too much about it. But anyways, I don't want to drag on this useless strain because I have a lot of gardening works to do. I'm really gonna miss my guitarist, and I'm grateful that she had a shirt from the Emperor's Wares, and I'm gonna have to go finish doing some gardening work, so I'll be back, and the next video, I promise you, okay, you know the Emperor is black metals. We're gonna talk about the greatest bands ever made, and the record is moved. But let me show you a sneak peek. Hang on, I'll put the shovel up over here. So I just want to go ahead and let y'all know that we're going to discuss one of the greatest black metal bands of all time next Monday at the next witching hour, and that is the Dark Thrones. So, you know, I'm not a poser, so this album here negates all the poser shit I've just talked about. But like I said, I gotta go and take care of some business because my guitarist is she's had an accident because they wouldn't stop talking about the ghosts and the carnage and the Marvels and the comic books and you know, how Eddie's Brock's is Venoms, and it's like, no, so Venoms is a black metal band, you know. And I said, I'll name 2 ABBA songs, and she couldn't name, you know, she couldn't say Warriors or Winterbane, you know, so she had to die. So anyways, I hope you all stay brutal. Listen to Year Zero. It'll make you feel closer to Satan. And it's the perfect song to put on during Bible studies, you know. I always tell them, like, all the lyrics are, you know, it's biblically accurate because they are. So, yes. Until next Monday. Until next witching hour, you all stay brutal and never forget to hail Satan. Nah!